Welcome to Zoe Stories. My crush told me, act cute. Now I'm her secret girlfriend. The alarm buzzed, harsh and unforgiving, dragging Alex out of the rare comfort of sleep. He groaned, rubbing his eyes, and stared blankly at the ceiling of his tiny, cluttered bedroom. Posters of video games and anime lined the walls, but even those felt distant this morning, as if the colors themselves were muted. Alex, 18, always felt like an invisible figure in the background of life. The world moved on without noticing him. Friends existed in the periphery. Conversations he struggled to join floated past like drifting leaves. Shy, quiet, and painfully self-conscious, he had perfected the art of fading into shadows. His crush, Layla, was the exact opposite. Confident, magnetic, and unapologetically commanding attention wherever she went. In class, her laugh could turn the dullest lecture into a scene of chaotic charm. She had this uncanny way of noticing everything and everyone, and yet Alex wasn't sure she had ever noticed him. Or at least, that's what he thought. Today, however, felt different. There was an odd tension in the air as he walked into the college cafeteria, tray in hand. Layla was already there, seated with a group of friends. Her sharp eyes caught his almost immediately. Alex froze for a moment, panic rising, and he considered ducking behind a wall. But curiosity and a strange flutter in his chest made him take a cautious step forward. "Alex," she said, her tone light but deliberate, the way sunlight can warm but also burn. "Over here." He swallowed hard and approached, trying to look casual, failing miserably. "I've been watching you," she said, tilting her head, that teasing smile curling on her lips. Alex felt a shiver run down his spine. "You're so quiet. Always in your corner. I wonder what you'd be like if you tried something different." Alex's mouth went dry. "Different," he murmured. "Yes," she said, leaning slightly closer. Her voice was soft now, almost intimate, but it carried a subtle command he couldn't ignore. "I want you to act cute." His heart skipped a beat. "Act cute," he repeated, disbelief washing over him. Layla nodded, eyes glinting with amusement and something else, something uncomfortably intense. "Yes, cute. For me." The cafeteria seemed to blur around him. Cute? For her? His brain scrambled. He felt a mix of shock, panic, and a faint thrill he couldn't identify. I don't," he started, but she cut him off with a quick, decisive gesture. "No arguments. I want to see what happens. Trust me." Alex's mind raced. What did she mean by this? Was it a joke? A dare? Or something more? But there was a strange authority in her eyes, a tone that left no room for refusal. Against his better judgment, against the tiny voice screaming inside him, he nodded. "Okay," he whispered, almost inaudible even to himself. Layla's smile widened, triumphant yet soft. "Good. I like obedience." Over the next few days, the idea haunted him. She hadn't explained what she meant by acting cute, but every time he saw her, her gaze seemed to drill into him, playful yet demanding. He couldn't stop thinking about it. He wondered if other people noticed the way she singled him out, noticed how he fidgeted, how his words stumbled when she was around. One afternoon, after class, she cornered him near the quiet end of the library. "Alex," she said softly, almost coaxingly, "you're not going to chicken out, are you?" I don't know what you mean," he said, heart hammering in his chest. "I mean," she stepped closer, so close he could feel her warmth, "that I want to see you as I see you in my imagination. Pretty, soft, cute." He felt his face flush violently. His hands twisted nervously in his pockets. I can't." "Yes, you can," she interrupted sharply, but her tone softened instantly. "I'll help you. I'll guide you." Her words were honey-coated steel, impossible to resist. She handed him a small envelope. Inside were a few items, a pair of soft pastel tights, a delicate blouse, and a note in her precise handwriting. "Try them tonight. No one else needs to see. I'll come by to check." Alex's stomach churned. The idea of wearing her clothes, of trying to look cute for her, felt like stepping off a cliff. Fear, shame, and an unexpected excitement tangled in his chest. That evening, alone in his room, he stared at the outfit laid carefully on his bed. The blouse was soft against his fingertips. The tights shimmered slightly in the dim lamplight. His reflection in the mirror seemed to mock him, an awkward boy, trembling, staring at something alien yet intimate. With trembling hands, he pulled the tights over his legs. They clung tightly, unfamiliar but strangely comforting. The blouse slid over his torso, soft against his skin. He caught his reflection in the mirror again and froze. It wasn't just the clothes. Something deeper stirred. A curiosity, a thrill, a whisper of identity he had never allowed himself to acknowledge. And then, as if on cue, his phone buzzed. A message from Layla.
Good.
I'll be there soon. Be ready to show me the real you. Alex's breath caught. The doorbell rang moments later. His heart pounded in his chest like a drum. He didn't know whether to open it or hide. But curiosity and a strange, inexplicable trust in her won. He opened the door. Layla stood there, flawless as ever, a knowing smile on her lips. You look promising, she said, stepping inside. Now, let's see if you can act cute. Alex felt a shiver of fear and anticipation. His life had just shifted, imperceptibly yet irreversibly, into a world he wasn't prepared for, but couldn't resist. And with that, the first step of his transformation began. As Layla circled him, inspecting, a strange warmth spread through Alex. He realized he wanted her approval more than anything. But at the same time, he felt a flicker of fear. What if this changes him forever? Alex's room had never felt smaller. The soft pastel tights and delicate blouse he had nervously pulled on earlier seemed to shrink with every heartbeat. His reflection in the mirror felt like a stranger, someone both familiar and impossibly alien. He tugged at the blouse nervously, his fingers trembling. The softness against his skin was almost intoxicating, yet terrifying. The knock at the door made him jump. Come in, he mumbled, voice tight, almost foreign to his own ears. Layla stepped inside, her presence immediately filling the cramped room. She didn't just walk. She moved with a precision and confidence that made him falter, almost forget his own name. Her eyes scanned him from head to toe, a mix of critique, amusement, and a subtle spark of approval. She said, tilting her head. Not bad for a beginner. But your posture, your hands, everything screams, awkward boy. Alex felt heat rise to his cheeks. I'm trying, he whispered. Layla smiled, a dangerous combination of sweetness and command. Good. That's what I want, effort. But effort alone isn't enough. You have to feel it. Feel that. Yes, she said, stepping closer, her fingers brushing his arm ever so lightly. Being cute, being pretty, it's not just clothes. It's attitude. It's every movement, every glance, every sound you make. Alex's breath caught. Her touch was electric, and her gaze pierced through him like sunlight through a glass prism. He wanted to resist, to run, yet something deep inside, something he didn't understand, made him stay, made him want her approval. Stand straight, she commanded softly. Hands by your sides. Shoulders relaxed. Now, smile. He tried, awkwardly curling his lips, eyes darting to the mirror. Layla laughed softly, a sound that made his chest tighten. Closer, she whispered. Your smile, it's shy. I like shy, but not terrified. You're not a scared little boy here. You're meant to be pretty. Pretty enough to make people stare. Alex's face burned hotter. He swallowed hard. Every word, every movement she instructed felt like a scalpel, cutting into his old identity, shaping something new, unfamiliar. Good, she said, stepping behind him. Her hands were suddenly on his shoulders, adjusting his posture, lifting his chin slightly. Now, let's see about your hair. It needs softness. Femininity. She pulled out a small brush and began to tame the messy strands, curling a few locks around her fingers before letting them fall gently against his cheeks. Every movement made Alex acutely aware of the skin of his face, the soft fabric of the blouse against his chest, the strange, thrilling pressure of the tights against his legs. I feel weird, he admitted, his voice barely audible. Layla turned, catching his gaze in the mirror. Good, she said softly, almost cruelly. You should feel weird. That's the first step toward change. Transformation is never comfortable. If it were, it wouldn't matter. Alex closed his eyes, trying to process the flood of sensations, the tightness of the tights, the brush against his hair, the way her perfume enveloped him. And beneath it all, a fluttering, unnameable thrill. Now, let's practice walking, she said, stepping back. High heels. He froze. Heels? I can't. You will, she interrupted sharply, yet her tone softened instantly. Because I said so. Now sit. She produced a pair of delicate heels, their straps soft and delicate. Alex took them with trembling hands, staring at them like they were instruments of torture. Sliding his feet inside, he struggled to stand. Every step felt alien, every sway of his hips unnatural. He wobbled, almost falling, and his face burned with humiliation. Layla's laugh rang behind him. Careful, pretty. You don't want to hurt yourself, do you? He shook his head, cheeks flaming. Her gaze held him captive. Every stumble, every awkward sway seemed magnified under her scrutiny. And yet, with every step, he felt something shifting, his embarrassment tangled with an odd, burgeoning fascination. Not bad for your first try, she said, circling him slowly. But it's more than just walking. It's attitude. Confidence. You need to make people believe you are meant to be looked at. Alex looked at the mirror again, legs shaking in heels, blouse clinging, hair soft around his cheeks. He barely recognized the reflection staring back at him. And yet, the thought of disappointing her, of not being enough, gnawed at him mercilessly. You're doing well, she whispered, brushing his hair again, her fingers trailing down his shoulder. But we're just getting started. Her words sent shivers down his spine. His mind raced with confusion, excitement, and a creeping fear of losing himself, yet unable to stop craving the approval, the attention, the touch. Alex, she murmured, leaning close. Pretty, so pretty when you try. I can see it. I can see her inside you. You're hiding her, aren't you? He froze. Inside him, 1,000 contradictory feelings collided. Shame, curiosity, thrill, and something dangerously close to desire. He wanted to deny it, to cling to his old self. But the reflection in the mirror, the shy boy in heels, trembling yet radiant, told a different story. Before he could respond, Layla's phone buzzed. She glanced at it and then back at him, a sly smile on her lips. Tomorrow we take this outside. I want to see you in public. Alex's stomach plummeted. Public? His mind screamed in protest, but another part, a quieter, more vulnerable part, trembled with anticipation. He nodded shakily. Oh, okay. Layla stepped closer, her hand resting briefly on his cheek. Good. You're learning. And remember, I like obedience. The room fell silent except for his racing heart. Alone in his thoughts, Alex stared at the mirror once more. The reflection staring back at him no longer felt like just a costume or experiment. It felt like a new, terrifying, thrilling possibility. Alex realized he was beginning to enjoy the attention, the clothes, even the heels, but fear clawed at him. What if he never goes back to being just himself? The morning sun streamed lazily through Alex's blinds, painting his room in golden stripes. He sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the heels neatly placed on the floor, the pastel blouse folded beside them. His reflection in the mirror was a constant reminder of the night before, soft, trembling, yet undeniably pretty. A knock on the door jolted him out of his thoughts. Alex, are you ready? Layla's voice carried a mixture of cheerfulness and command that made his stomach twist. He swallowed hard, fingers trembling as he tried to smooth down the blouse. I think so, he stammered. Layla walked in, her eyes scanning him like a predator assessing prey, yet with a twisted tenderness. Think so, she echoed, a teasing smile curling her lips. You're either ready or you're not. I don't do think so. Alex's throat went dry. He wanted to protest, to tell her he couldn't. He didn't belong in this world of skirts and heels, but the part of him that had felt alive the night before now hesitated. You remember the rules, she whispered, stepping closer. No hesitation. Obedience earns approval. Doubt earns lessons. Her hands lightly brushed his arms, making him shiver involuntarily. Lessons, he whispered. Yes, she said softly, almost cruelly. You'll learn your place. But don't worry. I'll guide you, step by step. And believe me, you'll like it. Alex felt a surge of fear and a strange, unnameable excitement. The word echoed in his mind. Did he already like this? Layla laid out a fresh set of clothes, a soft lavender blouse, a short pleated skirt, and a pair of delicate heels. She produced a small compact with makeup, a pale foundation, subtle blush, and a hint of lip gloss. Put these on, she commanded. And remember, posture, voice, expression. You are no longer just Alex. You are her. Her words struck him like a punch. Her? The idea that he was no longer himself, even temporarily, sent waves of panic and thrill through him. He obeyed, hands shaking, as the fabric of the skirt brushed against his legs, the blouse soft against his chest. Layla circled him, inspecting with a critical eye. The skirt rides a little high. Shoulders back. Chin up. Eyes soft. Smile, yes, like that. You're learning, little one. Alex's cheeks burned. Her tone was gentle, almost praising, but he could feel the undercurrent of control, of dominance, in every word. Every correction made him feel smaller, more vulnerable, yet something inside him thrilled at her approval. Good, she said, finally stepping back. Now we go out. Alex froze. Out? Public. Yes, she replied, eyes glinting. You're going to show the world what pretty looks like. Or are you going to hide forever? Panic twisted in his chest. Public humiliation? People staring, laughing, judging. He felt trapped, yet her gaze held him immobile. Walk, she whispered, lightly guiding his shoulders. The moment he stepped outside, the world shifted. Sidewalks felt narrower, streets brighter, and every passerby's glance felt magnified. Alex's legs shook in heels, skirt swaying awkwardly, hands trembling at his sides. Every whispered comment, every glance from strangers felt like a spotlight. Layla walked beside him, a reassuring presence and cruel judge rolled into one. Smile. That's right. Don't look scared. Pretty isn't scared. Her words burned into him. Pretty isn't scared. He stumbled over the sidewalk, heart pounding, yet for the first time, he felt the faintest spark of pride. Or was it thrill? The line blurred. Every step felt like a battle. Part of him screamed, I am not her. I am Alex. But another part, the part that trembled under her gaze, that ached for her approval, was learning to enjoy it. He caught his reflection in a shop window and froze. The boy he had been yesterday seemed gone, replaced by a soft, delicate girl he barely recognized. He felt a strange surge of shame, fear, and arousal. The mixture confused him, terrified him, yet a small, hidden part of him longed for more. Layla noticed, of course. Her eyes softened and she whispered, I see it, little one. You're starting to understand. This is who you can be. Alex's chest tightened. Can be, or will be. The thought gnawed at him, a dangerous whisper. They passed a familiar face, a classmate from last semester. Alex froze. Panic clawed at him as the classmate paused, staring. Alex? Is that you? The boy asked, brow furrowed. Alex wanted to shrink, to melt into the pavement, but Layla's hand on his shoulder steadied him. Her eyes met his with a spark of dominance and amusement. Not exactly, she said sweetly. She's new. Pretty, isn't she? The classmate blinked, confused, and moved on. Alex exhaled shakily, relief and embarrassment swirling together. He looked at Layla, panic and curiosity battling inside him. See, she whispered. The world doesn't need to know who you were. Only who you are now. And you are gorgeous. Alex's breath caught. Gorgeous. For the first time, someone was truly calling him that. And yet, it was her saying it. His heart thudded, mind racing, body trembling. Approval, fear, attraction, and shame tangled inside him like a storm. The walk back was quieter. Alex's steps grew more confident, but his chest ached with a strange cocktail of emotions. Layla's hand occasionally brushed his, lingering just long enough to remind him she was in control. "You did well today," she said softly once they reached his room. "But this is only the beginning. You're going to learn to love being pretty and to obey. Both." Alex sank onto the bed, exhausted. The heels, the skirt, the eyes of strangers, the soft but commanding voice of Layla, they had changed something inside him. Fear battled fascination. Resistance tangled with curiosity. Shame danced with a dark thrill. He stared at the mirror. The reflection looking back at him wasn't quite Alex anymore. Not yet. But it was undeniably beautiful. As he lay there, a strange warmth pulsing in his chest, he realized he wanted Layla's approval more than anything, even if it meant losing himself in the process. And the thought terrified him. Alex sat on the edge of his bed, the soft pastel skirt brushing against his thighs, heels still dangling from his feet. The room was silent except for the distant hum of the city outside. His reflection in the full-length mirror across the room seemed almost alive. Every detail screamed unfamiliarity. The soft curve of his cheeks, the delicate blush on his skin, the way his hair framed his face like a carefully painted portrait. He reached out hesitantly, fingers grazing the glass. It felt unreal, like looking at someone else's life trapped behind a pane of cold glass. "Why do I feel like this?" he whispered to himself. The soft knock on the door startled him. Layla stepped in, carrying her usual mix of confidence and charm. Staring at yourself again?" she asked, eyes sparkling with mischief. "Good. You should. You're starting to see her, aren't you?" I don't know," Alex admitted, voice trembling. It's me, but not me." Layla's smile widened, a subtle mix of amusement and dominance. She stepped closer, tilting his chin up gently. "That's exactly the point. You are still Alex, yes, but Alex with potential. Alex who can be pretty, desirable, delicate. You're learning who you can truly be." Alex felt his chest tighten. Her words were honey-coated steel, impossible to resist. Every brush of her hand against his cheek, every soft glance, made his heart race. "Look at yourself," she whispered, stepping behind him. "Every curve, every line perfect. You just have to embrace it." Alex's gaze lingered on his reflection. He hated himself and loved what he saw at the same time. The tights clung softly to his legs. The blouse accentuated a softness that hadn't existed before, and even the heels made him feel exposed, yet strangely powerful. "What if I can't?" he murmured, almost pleading. "You can," Layla said firmly. "And you will. It's already happening, isn't it? You feel it. That thrill. That warmth. Don't fight it, it's part of the process." Her words struck deep. Alex's breath caught. He could feel the strange fluttering, the dangerous mix of shame and desire curling in his stomach. His reflection stared back at him, beautiful, delicate, undeniably feminine. And a small, forbidden part of him enjoyed it. Layla guided him through small but intense rituals of feminization. Makeup. She dabbed foundation lightly, brushed a subtle blush onto his cheeks, and added a hint of lip gloss. "Soft, but noticeable," she instructed, her fingers tracing his jawline. Every touch made him flinch and shiver, caught between embarrassment and curiosity. Walking practice. She had him walk back and forth in heels, correcting posture, hip sway, and the tilt of his chin. Every stumble was met with soft laughter and gentle correction. "Pretty girls don't fall, they glide," she whispered, her hand briefly brushing his lower back. A voice practice. Alex whispered sentences, trying to keep them soft and feminine. Layla guided him patiently, correcting tone and pitch, her laughter sometimes teasing, sometimes approving. By the end of the session, Alex was exhausted. His reflection in the mirror felt almost real now, an entirely new identity staring back at him. Alone for a moment, Alex's mind spun. Who am I now? Am I Alex or this girl in the mirror? A small, hidden thrill ran through him as he touched his face, feeling the soft foundation and blush. He could feel arousal mixing with embarrassment, a confusing tangle of emotions he didn't fully understand. The reflection staring back at him, soft, delicate, undeniably beautiful, felt like a mask he couldn't remove. I like it, he whispered, almost ashamed of his own words. Layla's voice cut through his thoughts. Like it? That's good. You should. Embrace it. The more you resist, the harder it becomes. Her words lingered in his mind long after she left the room. Alex stared at himself again, feeling a strange mixture of fear, curiosity, and desire. He realized with a jolt that he was no longer just trying to be cute for her approval. He wanted it, needed it, and that thought terrified him. As Alex traced the outline of his lips in the mirror, a sudden knock at the door made him jump. His heart raced. A text from Layla appeared on his phone simultaneously. Tomorrow, Mall. Public. Let's see if the world agrees you're pretty. Alex's breath caught. Public? Strangers? Exposure? His mind screamed in protest. But a deeper, more dangerous part of him, curious, trembling, aroused, wanted to see it through. He stared at the mirror one last time, whispering to himself, am I still Alex, or am I becoming someone else entirely? And with that, fear and anticipation tangled in his chest, leaving him shivering in front of the reflection of a girl he didn't yet fully recognize. Alex's heart pounded in his chest like a frantic drum as he stood at the threshold of the bustling mall. The soft heels made his legs wobble. The pleated skirt swayed with every nervous step. His fingers fidgeted with the blouse, the pastel fabric feeling impossibly soft against his skin. Layla's hand rested lightly on his lower back, guiding him forward with subtle authority. Remember, pretty girls don't scurry. They glide. Confident. Graceful. Observed. Alex swallowed hard. Observed. That word alone made his stomach churn. Every glance from strangers felt magnified, every whisper like a spotlight burning his cheeks. He wanted to disappear, but the invisible leash of Layla's gaze held him in place. They walked past shops, each step a small torment. Passers-by glanced, some smiled, some whispered. Every reaction was a blow to his old self, a reminder that he no longer belonged entirely to Alex. You're doing well, Layla whispered. Her eyes sparkled with amusement and dominance. See? The world notices. You're beautiful, and you haven't even tried fully yet. Alex's chest tightened. Beautiful? The word tasted foreign, intoxicating, and humiliating all at once. He felt a shiver run down his spine, a blend of embarrassment, fear, and a forbidden thrill. They passed a small boutique. A group of teenage girls outside glanced at him, their whispers sharp and mocking. Look at her. So tiny, one giggled. Alex froze, cheeks burning crimson. He could feel every stare, every judgmental eye, drilling into him. Layla's hand rested lightly on his shoulder, steadying him, yet her presence reminded him he couldn't escape. Good, she murmured, voice soft but firm. Feel it. Let it sink in. The world sees you, little one. And you look irresistible. Alex's heart raced. Irresistible. The word echoed in his mind, feeding the strange, dark thrill blooming inside him. He wanted to hate it, to reject it, but part of him craved the acknowledgement. Each step, each whisper, each glance brought a storm of emotions. Shame tangled with desire. Fear mixed with fascination. Alex's mind spiraled. Am I still me? Or, is this her? The heels pinched his feet, the skirt hugged his thighs, and the soft fabric of the blouse pressed against his chest. Every sensation was heightened, almost unbearable. He realized, with a jolt, that he was enjoying it. Layla noticed, of course. Her hand brushed his hair as she leaned close, whispering, See? I knew you'd like it. You're learning to love being pretty and being mine. Alex's chest tightened. Mine? The thought both terrified and thrilled him. As they rounded a corner, a familiar voice called out. Alex? Is that really you? He froze. A former classmate, wide-eyed, staring at him in shock. Panic surged. They're going to know. I'm a girl? Layla stepped closer, smiling sweetly. Not exactly, she said softly. She's someone new. Pretty, isn't she? The classmate blinked, confused, and moved on. Alex exhaled shakily, relief and humiliation mingling. He looked at Layla, heart hammering. You see, she whispered, eyes glinting. No one needs to know the boy you were. Only the girl you are now. And she is stunning. Alex's breath caught. Stunning. For the first time, someone her was calling him that. The thrill of approval, the fear of exposure, the intoxicating shame, they tangled inside him, unstoppable. Back in his room, Alex collapsed onto the bed, exhausted. The heels, the skirt, the stairs, Layla's guiding hand. All of it replayed in his mind. He stared at the mirror. The girl staring back at him was undeniably beautiful. She wasn't Alex, not entirely. And yet, part of him ached to be her again, to feel the warmth of attention, the intoxicating approval. A message from Layla buzzed. Tomorrow, Salon. Let's refine the look. Public attention can be delicate. Practice makes perfect. Alex's chest tightened. Public exposure again? He wanted to run, to hide, to return to the safety of shadows. And yet, a deeper part of him, trembling, excited, wanted to obey, to transform, to please. Alone in front of the mirror, Alex whispered to himself, Am I still Alex, or am I becoming someone else entirely? And the thought made his pulse race in ways he didn't understand, or dare admit. Alex lay sprawled on his bed, still reeling from the mall incident. His legs ached from the heels, his cheeks still burned from stares, and his chest throbbed with the intoxicating mixture of fear and thrill. But before he could breathe, Layla's voice broke the silence. Alex, she called from the doorway, eyes glinting with amusement. I brought something special today. Alex's stomach twisted. He had no idea what she meant. Layla stepped inside, holding a delicate lace lingerie set in pastel pink, the fabric soft and almost ethereal. We're going to refine your femininity, she said, voice soft but commanding. This isn't just about looking pretty. It's about feeling pretty. Every inch of you. Alex's face flushed violently. Lingerie? I can't. You can, she interrupted, a sharp edge under her sweet tone. And you will. I'll guide you, step by step, or you'll face the consequences. Her words, the authority in her tone, made his heart pound. He swallowed hard, torn between shame, fear, and an inexplicable curiosity. With trembling hands, Alex began to slide into the delicate fabric. The lace clung to his skin, soft and almost alien. Every touch, every sensation amplified his awareness, his embarrassment, and, against his will, a flicker of arousal. Layla watched intently, circling him like a predator assessing her prey. So delicate, so soft, she murmured. Perfect for someone like you. You see? You can do this. You are doing this. Alex's chest tightened. Her praise, her eyes, the soft brush of her fingers against his arm. It all felt overwhelming. Shame and desire collided in a confusing storm. You feel it, don't you? She whispered, leaning close. The thrill, the embarrassment, the excitement? Alex could only nod, face burning. Layla guided him in front of the mirror. Look at yourself. Every curve, every inch, beautiful. You're starting to understand. Pretty isn't just for show, it's who you can be. Alex's reflection stared back at him, soft, delicate, undeniably feminine. His hands brushed the lace unconsciously, and he felt a shiver run through his body. Part of him wanted to pull away, to cling to his old identity. But another part, a darker, more curious part, wanted to immerse himself completely. Good, Layla said softly, brushing his hair back. That's exactly how you should feel. Vulnerable but empowered. Shy but desirable. Alex's chest throbbed. Her words, her touch, the lace against his skin. They were intoxicating. He felt a confusing mix of humiliation and arousal, shame and fascination. Layla guided him across the room, instructing on posture, hip sway, and soft gestures. Every stumble, every awkward step was met with gentle correction and soft laughter. Pretty girls don't stumble, they glide, she reminded him, fingers lightly brushing his lower back. Alex's legs shook in the delicate lingerie and heels, body humming with the overwhelming sensations. His reflection in the mirror mirrored the girl he didn't fully recognize, shy, soft, radiant, and alive. See, Layla whispered close to his ear. You're learning. You're becoming her. And soon the world will see, too. Alone for a moment, Alex's mind raced. Am I still Alex? Or is this her? The lace against his skin, the heels on his feet, the soft whisper of Layla's voice, they stirred a strange, forbidden thrill within him. Shame mingled with excitement, fear tangled with desire, and he realized, against his old self's instinct, that he craved her approval more than anything. He stared at the mirror, body trembling, lips slightly parted, heart racing. He wasn't just acting cute anymore. He wanted it. He needed it. And that realization terrified him. Layla's phone buzzed with a text. Tomorrow beauty salon. Public makeover. Let's see if everyone agrees you're pretty enough. Alex's chest tightened. Public again? Exposure again? The thought should have terrified him, yet a dangerous, thrilling part of him longed for it. He stared at the reflection in the mirror, soft, delicate, undeniably feminine, and whispered to himself, Am I still Alex? Or am I becoming someone else entirely? And as he touched the lace against his skin once more, he felt a strange, thrilling surrender wash over him, leaving him trembling between fear and desire. The morning air felt different as Alex and Layla approached the upscale beauty salon. He clutched his small purse awkwardly, heels clicking on the pavement with each uncertain step. Every glance from passers-by made his cheeks burn hotter, but Layla's steady hand on his back reminded him he couldn't run. Relax, she whispered, a teasing smile on her lips. This is where you start to truly become her. Pretty, delicate, irresistible. Alex swallowed hard. Pretty. Irresistible. Words that had haunted him for days now fluttered in his chest, making it ache with both shame and forbidden excitement. Inside the salon, the air smelled of perfumes and hairspray. Stylists buzzed around, chatting, laughing. Layla guided Alex to a chair, eyes sparkling with amusement and control. First hair, she instructed. Soft waves, framing your face. Gentle layers. We want to emphasize your delicate features. Alex sat trembling as the stylist brushed and curled his hair. Each touch, each tug, sent shivers down his spine. He tried to keep his composure, but his cheeks burned hot with embarrassment. Looking perfect, Layla whispered, circling him. Her fingers brushed his shoulders lightly. See? You can be beautiful, and people will notice. Next came the makeup. Foundation, blush, subtle eyeshadow, and a light coat of lipstick. Each brush stroke against his skin felt intimate, invasive, yet exhilarating. Alex's reflection in the mirror seemed to shift with every application, less boy, more delicate girl. Layla leaned close, her lips brushing his ear. Soft. Confident. You're learning and it shows. People will stare. You'll see. Alex shivered. Her presence, her words, the makeup, all of it made his heart pound. He felt humiliation and arousal blending together, creating a sensation that was impossible to ignore. Once the makeover was complete, Layla guided him out onto the busy street. Pedestrians glanced, some stared longer than usual, others whispered. Alex's steps were unsure at first, but he forced himself to glide, following Layla's instructions. You're gorgeous, Layla murmured. And everyone sees it. Every stare, every comment, it's yours now. Alex's chest tightened. He wanted to hide, to run, yet a deep, forbidden part of him thrilled at the attention. The blush on his cheeks burned hotter with each passing moment. A group of teenagers passed by, giggling. Wow, look at her. So cute. Alex froze, mortified. His heart raced, legs trembling. Layla's hand brushed his back. Enjoy it, she whispered. You earned it. Every glance is proof. You're becoming her. And soon everyone will know she exists. Alex's mind whirled. Shame, fear, and arousal tangled together. He hated it. He loved it. He wanted to resist. And yet he couldn't. Walking back to the salon, Alex felt a strange, dangerous mix of emotions. Am I still Alex? Or is she taking over? The heels, the skirt, the makeup, they were no longer just clothes or appearances. They were a new reality. Layla caught his gaze in a store window, smiled, and whispered, See what you've become? Isn't she beautiful? Alex's reflection stared back at him, soft, delicate, undeniably feminine. The word beautiful echoed in his mind. And for the first time, he wanted it to be true. Back at the salon, Layla's phone buzzed again. Tomorrow, we attend the fashion cafe. Public eyes, close attention. Let's see how obedient she is under scrutiny. Alex's stomach twisted. Public scrutiny again? Fear clawed at him. And yet, part of him, trembling, aching, and confused, wanted to see it through. He looked in the mirror, whispered to himself, Am I Alex, or am I her now? And the thought made his pulse race, chest tighten, and cheeks burn hotter than ever before. The cafe was buzzing with life, soft chatter, clinking cups, and the faint scent of coffee and pastries. Alex followed Layla inside, every step in heels making his legs wobble, every sway of his skirt drawing curious glances from the patrons. Layla's hand rested lightly on his back, her grip a subtle reminder of her control. Remember, she whispered, you're not just here to sit. You're here to be noticed.
Pretty.
Fragile. Delightful. Alex's chest tightened.
Pretty.
Fragile. Delightful. Each word, each command, pressed into him like a lesson he couldn't escape. As they approached a table, several cafe-goers turned to look. A soft gasp from a nearby table made Alex freeze. His reflection in the polished cafe window revealed what he already felt. He was undeniably feminine, delicate, and exposed. See, Layla murmured, fingers brushing his shoulder. They see her. All of them. And you belong here. Alex swallowed hard. Belong. The word twisted inside him. Part of him wanted to run, hide, reclaim Alex. But another part, trembling, flushed, and alive, wanted to stay, to be seen. A waiter approached, complimenting the young lady on her outfit and hairstyle. Alex's face burned red. His hands fidgeted with the strap of his small purse. Every compliment felt like a spark, humiliation mingling with arousal, embarrassment with a strange thrill. Layla leaned closer, whispering, Enjoy it. Let the world admire you. That's your power now. Alex's heartbeat raced. He wanted to hate it. He wanted to resist. And yet he couldn't. Seated at the table, Alex tried to sip his coffee, but every glance from strangers, every whisper, every accidental brush of a hand against him made his cheeks flame and stomach twist. Layla's eyes met his across the table, a soft smile curling her lips. You're learning fast, she said. Every blush, every glance, it proves you're becoming her. Alex's mind spun. Shame battled desire, fear tangled with excitement, and a dangerous part of him, curious, trembling, aroused, wanted more. Am I Alex, or is she taking over? The question lingered in his chest, unanswered. Layla reached across, adjusting his skirt ever so slightly.
There.
Sit properly. Legs together. Shoulders back. You want everyone to notice you, yes? To admire you. Alex's breath caught. Admire. He nodded almost instinctively, cheeks burning hotter. Good, she whispered. Feel it. That rush. That heat. That is what obedience feels like. That is what being pretty feels like. And soon you'll crave it. Alex's chest throbbed. Her words, her touch, the attention from strangers. It was intoxicating, humiliating, and thrilling all at once. As they left the cafe, a group of teenage boys outside paused, staring openly. Alex froze, every muscle tense. Layla's hand brushed his back, guiding him forward with a mischievous smile. Don't be scared. Enjoy it. They see her. They see what you can be. Alex's heart pounded, chest tight, cheeks flaming. The mix of fear, embarrassment, arousal, and curiosity consumed him. Am I still Alex, or am I her now? He wondered, each step under Layla's guiding hand deepening the dangerous transformation. Alex's heart raced as they left the cafe, the city streets alive with chatter and movement. He clutched his small purse, skirt swaying with every hesitant step. His reflection in the shop windows mirrored the girl he had been slowly becoming, soft, delicate, undeniably feminine. Then, a voice cut through the hum of the street. Hey, you're amazing. Alex froze. A tall young man, casually dressed, had stopped nearby. His eyes lingered, warm and curious. Are you modeling or something? The boy asked, a teasing smile tugging at his lips. Alex's cheeks flamed. He wanted to shrink, hide, deny everything. Yet Layla's hand on his lower back reminded him he didn't have the option to run. Yes, Layla said softly, stepping forward. She's new. But talented, isn't she? The boy's eyes widened, clearly impressed.
You're wow.
Really pretty. Alex's chest tightened.
Pretty.
The word sent a shiver down his spine, embarrassment and thrill colliding. He wanted to protest, but the subtle curve of Layla's smile told him silence was obedience. Walking alongside the boy, Alex felt a dangerous pull. His chest fluttered, cheeks burning. Am I attracted to him? His thoughts spiraled. Every compliment, every glance, made him feel smaller, more vulnerable, and yet alive in ways he didn't understand. Layla noticed, of course. Her hand lingered lightly on his back, thumb brushing his shoulder. You feel it, don't you? The attention, the desire? That's part of being pretty, part of being hers. Alex's heart hammered. Her words were intoxicating, humiliating, thrilling. He could feel arousal mingling with shame, embarrassment tangled with fascination. The boy smiled again, closer this time. I'm Liam. And seriously, I'd love to know you better. Alex froze, cheeks burning. His mind screamed that he was a boy, that this was a lie, but another part of him, trembling, flustered, and vulnerable, ached to respond. Layla leaned closer, whispering softly, Go on.
Talk.
Be her. Let him see her. Alex swallowed hard. Her? The word echoed in his mind. With a hesitant nod, he smiled softly. I'd like that. The thrill of speaking as her, being seen as her, coursed through him. Shame and excitement blended, leaving him dizzy. Liam laughed softly, his eyes warm. You have this charm. Something that makes everyone notice. It's rare. Alex's chest ached.
Charm.
Notice. Approval. All words, all sensations, feeding the dangerous pull inside him. He felt caught between two identities, Alex, the shy, reserved boy, and the girl in the mirror, delicate, charming, and seen. Layla watched silently, a subtle smile on her lips. Her eyes glittered with dominance and amusement. This is working, she thought. She's learning fast. As they said goodbye to Liam, Layla's phone buzzed with a message. Tomorrow, photo shoot. Public attention, cameras, close-up scrutiny. Let's see if she can handle it. Alex's heart thudded violently. Cameras. Exposure. Public scrutiny. Fear clawed at him, but another part, trembling and alive, couldn't wait. He looked at his reflection in a shop window, whispering to himself, Am I Alex, or am I her now? And the thought left him shivering, cheeks aflame, heart racing, trapped between fear, desire, and submission. The studio lights were blinding. The faint scent of hairspray and camera equipment hung in the air as Alex stepped onto the set, heels clicking softly against the polished floor. His heart raced uncontrollably, cheeks flushed, and every muscle tensed. Layla's hand rested on his lower back, steadying him with her usual mix of authority and reassurance. "Remember," she whispered, her voice soft but commanding, "you're not Alex here. You're her. Pretty, delicate, captivating. Every eye will be on you." Alex swallowed hard, trying to steady his trembling legs. Her? The word echoed in his mind. Not Alex. Her. The photographer, a tall, meticulous man, instructed Alex to turn, tilt his chin, and arch his back slightly. Every instruction highlighted the curves, the softness, the femininity he had been practicing for weeks. Alex's hands fidgeted at his sides, the heels and tight skirt making every movement both precarious and thrilling. Every flash of the camera felt like a spotlight, a wave of exposure washing over him. Layla watched silently, fingers lightly brushing his hair whenever he faltered. "Good," she whispered, voice teasing. "You're learning." Every click, they see her. And she's beautiful. Alex shivered at her words, the mix of humiliation, desire, and validation coursing through him. Through the studio's large windows, people outside glanced in, drawn by the commotion. Each gaze felt magnified, each whisper sharper. Alex's heart raced, cheeks burning, legs trembling. "Feel it," Layla murmured, standing close. "Every eye on you, every judgment, every admiration. It's hers now. She belongs in the spotlight." Alex's mind spun. Shame tangled with thrill, embarrassment with excitement. He wanted to hide, yet a dangerous part of him craved the attention, the validation, the feeling of being seen. Layla circled him, adjusting posture, smoothing his hair, whispering softly in his ear. "Arch your back more, tilt your head, yes.
Perfect.
You're learning to embrace her, Alex. To be her." Alex's chest ached, body humming with arousal and fear. Each touch, each command, pushed him further into submission, further into the girl he was becoming. "Am I still Alex?" he wondered. "Or is she taking over completely?" As the session continued, Alex felt himself slipping further. Every flash of the camera, every compliment, every whispered instruction from Layla tangled in his mind. Shame, humiliation, desire, and excitement collided, leaving him dizzy, flushed, and trembling. By the end of the session, he collapsed onto a nearby chair, breathless. The girl in the mirror, soft, delicate, undeniably feminine, stared back at him, and he realized with a jolt that part of him didn't want to return to Alex. Layla's phone buzzed again. Tomorrow, fashion gala. Public stage. Full scrutiny. Let's see if she can handle it. Alex's stomach twisted. A full gala? Exposure to dozens of strangers, cameras, and judgment? Fear clawed at him, but another part, trembling, alive, and inexplicably excited, wanted to go. He stared at the mirror one last time, whispering, "Am I Alex or am I her now?" And the thought left him shivering, cheeks flaming, trapped between fear, desire, and submission. The grand ballroom glittered with chandeliers, the polished floors reflecting the swirl of elegant gowns and crisp suits. Alex's heart pounded as he followed Layla through the crowd, every step in heels sending shivers up his legs. The pleated skirt and fitted blouse felt impossibly tight, every glance from the guests magnifying his vulnerability. Layla's hand rested lightly on his lower back, guiding him through the throng. "Remember," she whispered, eyes gleaming, "you're not just attending. You're on display. Every eye on you, every whisper is proof that she exists." Alex swallowed hard, cheeks flaming.
Pretty.
Fragile.
Desired.
Words that had haunted him for weeks now pulsed through his chest like fire. A microphone announcement called attention to Alex. Next, our featured guest, a rising star in the fashion world. Gasps and murmurs filled the room. Alex's knees threatened to buckle. He forced himself to glide forward, each step a deliberate act of control. Every gaze burned into him, every whisper a jolt of humiliation and excitement. Layla's hand brushed his hair, steadying him. "Perfect. Every eye is yours.
Breathe.
Be her. Shine." Alex's chest tightened.
Shine.
The word echoed in his mind, both intoxicating and terrifying. As Alex posed on the small stage, a group of influential guests whispered and pointed. "She's so delicate," one said. "Look at her posture, her face amazing." Every word felt like fire against his skin. His hands fidgeted, his legs trembled, but Layla's eyes held him firm. "Enjoy it," she whispered. "The world admires her. That's your power and your lesson." Alex's mind spiraled. Shame, fear, and arousal collided. He hated it. He loved it. He wanted to run. And yet he couldn't. Every flash of cameras, every compliment, every teasing whisper from the crowd pushed Alex deeper into submission. He felt smaller, more delicate, more feminine. The girl in the mirror was no longer a reflection. She was becoming real. Am I still Alex? He wondered. Or is she taking over completely? Layla's hand brushed his shoulder, thumb tracing lightly across his skin. "Feel it," she whispered. "The attention, the desire, the shame, it's hers now. And she loves it." Alex shivered. Her words were intoxicating. Humiliation, desire, excitement. They blended into a storm inside him, leaving him breathless and trembling. As he descended from the stage, knees shaking, Alex's reflection in a polished column caught his eye. The girl staring back was soft, delicate, undeniably feminine. He felt a pang of longing, a fear of losing himself, and a forbidden thrill all at once. Layla's smile was soft, almost tender. "You see? You're becoming her. And soon no one will remember Alex existed." The thought sent a shiver down his spine. He wanted to protest, to cling to his old identity, but a deeper, trembling part of him craved the transformation, craved the attention, craved her. Backstage, Layla's phone buzzed with a message. "Tomorrow, private evening party. More attention, closer scrutiny. Let's see how obedient she truly is." Alex's chest tightened. Private, intimate, exposure. Fear and excitement intertwined, leaving him shivering. He stared at his reflection one last time, whispering, "Am I Alex, or am I her now?" And the thought left him trembling, cheeks flaming, caught between fear, desire, and the intoxicating pull of submission. The soft glow of chandeliers bathed the room in golden light. Music hummed from hidden speakers, the low murmur of conversation blending with the occasional clink of glasses. Alex felt exposed the moment he stepped through the door, every eye turning toward him, every whisper slicing through his chest like fire. Layla's hand rested firmly on his lower back, guiding him forward. "Remember," she whispered, "this is private. But the scrutiny is just as sharp. They'll notice everything, and so will you." Alex's legs trembled in his heels, skirts swaying with each uncertain step. He clutched his small purse, feeling simultaneously terrified and exhilarated. Pretty beautiful, hers. Purse, feeling simultaneously terrified and exhilarated. Pretty beautiful, hers. A small circle of guests approached, smiling politely, yet their gazes were intense, lingering. One man commented, "You have an elegance, a softness rare in someone so young." Alex froze, cheeks burning crimson. The words, the attention, pierced him deeply. Layla leaned close, whispering, "Enjoy it. Every glance, every word, it's all part of becoming her. The world is learning, and so are you." A tremor ran through his body. Shame, arousal, embarrassment, they blended into a dizzying storm, leaving him breathless and trembling. Layla guided him through the room, whispering subtle instructions, posture, gait, tilt of the head, sway of the hips. Every adjustment, every whispered word reinforced her dominance. "You see," she murmured, fingers brushing his arm lightly. "Every eye on you, every reaction, it proves you're hers. And she loves it." Alex's chest tightened. The words, her touch, the attention, it was overwhelming. Humiliation and arousal fused into a dangerous, intoxicating cocktail. As he moved through the crowd, Alex felt the familiar tug of his old identity struggling to resist the pull. Am I Alex, or am I becoming her completely? Every compliment, every lingering stare, Every soft whisper of Layla's voice pushed him further along the path he no longer fully controlled. He caught a glimpse of his reflection in a mirrored wall, soft curves, delicate features, feminine posture. The girl staring back was undeniably real. Part of him panicked. Another part, trembling and flushed, wanted nothing more than to embrace it. A young man approached, smiling warmly. "You're captivating. Truly." Alex froze, cheeks aflame, body trembling. He wanted to protest, to reclaim his old self, but Layla's hand on his shoulder was grounding, yet commanding. "Respond," she whispered softly. "Be hers." Let him seat her. Alex swallowed hard, lips parting slightly. Thank you," he whispered, voice soft and trembling. The thrill of speaking as her, being seen as her, left him shivering. Layla's eyes sparkled with satisfaction. Good. She's learning. Submission, vulnerability, it's taking hold. As the night continued, Layla's phone buzzed. Tomorrow gala afterparty. Extreme attention, cameras, scrutiny. Let's see how far she'll go. Alex's chest tightened. More exposure. More humiliation. Fear and excitement intertwined, leaving him on edge. He stared at his reflection one last time, whispering, "Am I Alex, or am I her now?" And the thought left him trembling, cheeks flaming, caught between fear, desire, and the intoxicating pull of submission. The city skyline sparkled through the tall glass windows as Alex entered the after-party, the soft hum of music and laughter echoing around the lavish room. Every step in his heels was a reminder of the delicate girl he had become. His skirt swayed, blouse hugging his frame, and his chest pounded with both fear and anticipation. Layla's hand rested lightly on his back, guiding him with that familiar mix of authority and tenderness. "Tonight," she whispered, "everyone will see her. Every gaze, every whisper, they're yours now. You belong to this world, to her." Alex swallowed hard. Belong. The word echoed in his mind, a mix of thrill and terror. From the moment they entered, eyes turned. Cameras flashed, whispers followed, and every glance seemed magnified. Alex felt each one like a spark against his skin, cheeks burning hotter with every passing second. Layla leaned close, brushing a strand of hair from his face. They see her, and she's beautiful. Every reaction, every stare, it's validation. You're hers now. Alex trembled. Shame, excitement, and arousal collided in a whirlwind. He wanted to shrink, to disappear, but a deep, forbidden part of him thrilled at being the center of attention. Guests approached with compliments, lingering glances, and playful teasing. "Your elegance, your posture, it's incredible," one said. Alex's legs shook, palms sweaty, but he tried to smile, nod, and respond. Every interaction was a mix of humiliation and exhilaration. Layla whispered subtle corrections, straightening his posture, adjusting his hair, tilting his head, reminding him of his obedience. "You see," she murmured, "every move, every glance that's hers. And she's learning to love it." Alex's chest tightened. Humiliation and pleasure tangled, leaving him breathless, cheeks flaming, heart pounding. As the night progressed, Alex felt himself slipping further from his old identity. The boy he once was seemed distant, fading with every compliment, every stare, every whispered instruction from Layla. Am I Alex, or am I her now? The question haunted him, unanswered. His reflection in a mirrored wall caught his eye, soft curves, delicate features, feminine poise. The girl staring back was undeniably real. Part of him panicked, but another part, trembling and flushed, wanted nothing more than to surrender fully. Layla guided him to a quiet corner, voice soft yet firm. "Look at yourself," she said. "Every inch, every curve, perfect. Beautiful.
Pretty.
And she's yours to be." Alex's chest ached. Every word, every touch, every glance from the room's guests had built a storm inside him, shame, desire, excitement, and deep submission. He realized, trembling and breathless, that he no longer wanted to resist. The girl in the mirror wasn't just a reflection, she was becoming him, and he wanted to belong to her, to Layla, to this new identity entirely. Layla's phone buzzed again. Tomorrow, the private intimate session. Complete transformation. Let's see if she can surrender fully. Alex's stomach twisted. Fear, excitement, and anticipation swirled inside him. He stared at his reflection one last time, whispering, "Am I Alex, or am I her now?" And the thought left him trembling, cheeks flaming, caught between fear, desire, and the intoxicating pull of total submission. The door closed behind them, muffling the distant hum of the city. The room was softly lit, warm, and private, a stark contrast to the glaring lights and public scrutiny of the gala. Alex's heart raced as Layla stepped closer, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of dominance and tenderness. "Tonight," she whispered, "there's no audience, no whispers, no judgment.
Just you and me."
And she will be complete." Alex's chest tightened.
She? Complete?
The words sent a shiver down his spine, cheeks burning hotter than ever. He wanted to run, but every step of the journey had led here. And deep inside, a trembling, forbidden part of him didn't want to. Layla guided him to a full-length mirror. "Look at her," she commanded softly. "Every curve, every line, perfect. And now she will learn to feel it, to be it." Step by step, she led him through the final stages, adjusting every strand of hair until it framed his delicate face perfectly, applying the last touches of makeup, emphasizing soft cheeks and sparkling eyes, guiding him into lingerie beneath his outfit, teaching him to feel the fabric as part of the new identity, correcting his posture, his walk, his gestures until every movement screamed feminine grace. Each step was intimate, invasive, and electrifying. Alex's pulse raced, shame and arousal intertwining with every touch, every whispered word. Layla circled him, hand brushing his shoulder, lips near his ear.
Feel it.
Every inch of her, every look in the mirror, that is who you are now. And you will love her. Alex's knees trembled. His reflection was no longer Alex, it was her. Soft, delicate, undeniably feminine. A shiver of fear, excitement, and longing surged through him. Tears pricked his eyes. Shame, embarrassment, desire, they all collided. I'm her?" he whispered, voice trembling. "Yes," Layla said softly, voice like silk and steel. "Completely. And she belongs to me and to herself." Alex collapsed into the mirror's reflection, overwhelmed. The girl staring back was real. He could no longer deny it. Layla guided him to a plush chair, holding him gently yet firmly. "Surrender," she whispered. "Let go of Alex. She is yours now." Alex's chest tightened. Every instinct screamed resistance, but another, trembling part of him wanted to obey, to surrender, to embrace the identity he had fought and yearned for. I am her," he whispered, tears flowing freely. I am her." Layla smiled softly, brushing a tear from his cheek.
Good.
"Finally. You're hers. Completely." As Alex sank into the chair, exhausted, trembling, and transformed, Layla's phone buzzed again. "Tomorrow, the world will see her. Full reveal. Let's see if she can handle it." Alex's heart pounded. Public exposure, ultimate validation, or ultimate humiliation. Fear and excitement intertwined, leaving him trembling, cheeks flaming, caught between desire, fear, and the intoxicating pull of his new identity. The morning sun streamed through the tall windows, glinting off the polished floors of the fashion hall. Today was the culmination of weeks of transformation, the day Alex would step into the world as the girl he had become. Every step in heels, every flutter of the skirt, every delicate gesture had led to this moment. Layla's hand rested lightly on his back, guiding him forward. "Remember," she whispered, voice soft but commanding, "the world will see her. Every gaze, every whisper, she belongs to them now. And more importantly, she belongs to herself." Alex swallowed hard. Belong. The word pulsed in his chest, a mixture of fear, excitement, and trembling anticipation. As they entered the grand hall, The crowd's murmurs grew louder. Cameras flashed, lenses trained on him, or rather, her. Guests leaned forward, whispers of admiration spreading like wildfire. Alex froze, chest tight, cheeks burning. Every gaze felt like fire against his skin, yet a strange thrill pulsed through him. The girl in the mirror, the one he had become, was undeniably real. Layla's fingers brushed his shoulder. Step forward.
Shine.
Be her. With trembling legs, Alex stepped onto the stage. Every movement was graceful, deliberate, feminine. The whispers, the flashes, the applause, it all washed over him. Humiliation mingled with exhilaration, fear with desire. A familiar face appeared in the crowd, Liam. His eyes widened as he recognized her, his smile warm and approving. You're stunning," he whispered to himself, voice full of awe. Alex's heart raced. The blush that had followed him for weeks returned tenfold. Shame, pride, fear, and exhilaration collided inside him. Every compliment, every stare, every subtle touch of Layla's hand reinforced the girl he had become. He looked at his reflection in the polished floor, whispering softly, "I am her. I am beautiful. I am hers." As the applause echoed through the hall, Alex realized something profound. The boy he had been, the shy, uncertain, hesitant Alex, was gone, replaced by the delicate, confident, feminine girl who had emerged through weeks of guidance, manipulation, and transformation. Tears streamed down his cheeks, but they were no longer tears of fear. They were tears of release, of surrender, of acceptance. Layla leaned close, whispering, "She is perfect. And she's yours to be, in every way." Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of his old identity lift, replaced by the intoxicating certainty of who he had become. I am her, and I accept it. Yet in a quiet corner of his mind lingered a bittersweet pang, a whisper of the boy he had been, a shadow of regret that would always remain, hidden beneath layers of silk, makeup, and high heels. As the crowd continued to admire, Alex stood taller, every gesture fluid and graceful. The girl in the mirror smiled softly at him, herself beautiful, undeniable. The journey had been harrowing, humiliating, intoxicating, and transformative. And now, finally, she was whole. Alex was gone. She was here. And she would face the world as herself.